yes. I see us.
I did not.
It just popped up for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should get a notification on my phone, too. There we go.
Okay. That's going. Hit the record button. That's going. That's going.
Well, you're heard. That's what the echo was. Well, you're heard. That's what the echo was.
Ray, say something.
That's what the echo was.
Ray, say something. Ray, say something.
Okay, it's all going through live.
we just did our own little remix there for a second. Yeah. All right. So, all good. All good. Don't touch the just for me to remind myself, don't touch your Discord. Because that's always what happens, is that I mess with it by accident, and then the whole thing gets messed up. So we'll just, I guess you'll just put in the...
I shared the stream to Twitch, and it did not put our current episode title in. It put in the...
No.
Like 2 episodes ago for some reason.
That's so weird. I changed it. I just changed it.
I'm showing the 203 Black Widow spoiler episode.
On Twitch, but when I shared it on Facebook, it auto-populated the old one.
It's so weird. I don't know why it does that. It's just like, whatever. I'll do what I want.
Aren't you peace?
And I can't share to Twitter because I'm not logged in this profile. Damn it. I'm not looking all that up right now.
Yeah. It'll be alright.
That's inconvenient. I've been invited to be on that show. However, now I discover it's on the same time as ours.
Yeah, that's why Jackie sometimes pops in later. Alright, so obviously you'll put in bumpers later, and I'll just give it a moment, and then we'll get going.
Well, I can... Oh, yeah. Oh, no, you can hear my computer. Too. Maybe. Yeah.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Okay, yeah, I can hear that, so let's give it a shot.
Alright, ready?
We got perspective, we got the cool, we got the muscle, and you know we effing rule. We are the Geek Grills, we are the Geek Grills, alright. We got the know-how, we got control, we got the knowledge, and we tell you how it rolls. We are the Geek Grills, we are the Geek Grills, alright. We are the Geek Grills, we are the Geek Grills, tonight. Hell yeah.
Hello, and welcome to episode 203 of Geek Grills, the Geek Grills podcast supported primarily by our patrons. You can find us at patreon.com/grills. I'm Linda, and I'm joined by my co-host, September.
Hello.
And Ray. So today's topic is we are going to do Black Widow spoilers, so this is your warning. If you haven't seen it, skip this until you have. I mean, you can hear what we've been up to, but if you don't want to be spoiled, then don't listen until you've watched the movie. So this is your warning. We'll do one more before we get into the topic, but Black Widow spoilers, here we go. So what have y'all been up to this week? And for Ember, the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I saw Black Widow. We made a date night of it this weekend. We went to the Newtown Theater, which is one that we could get a pitcher of beer and food if we wanted. And I love that. I love that place. What else? So what I've been doing, I went to Las Vegas for the Jen's wedding. That was fantastic. Got to hang out with meet a lot of her family who I had never met. It was a small wedding, but it's family and their girlfriends, and then Curly was there, Drunk Kids Gaming, who we raid often, and we had a fabulous time. The Airbnb they had it at had like an in-home theater, but nerds. So we had a bunch of switches, and Curly's good at IT, so we had like a whole movie theater, and we drank and played Mario Kart and these Switch party games that I had never heard of. Switch 1-2, I think it's called, or Nintendo 1-2. And that was loads and loads of fun. And then there was a beautiful wedding, and then I dragged people into playing Snake Oil, which is my favorite board games. And another great time was had by all. Her brothers got so into character. It was hilarious. We all fit in. Everyone got along so well. So, yeah. And then I spent another day in Vegas because it was cheaper to fly out on Monday. And I went and met up with an old friend of mine from many, many years ago that I used to do music with. And he gave me CDs. He's digitized all his old material, including a bunch of stuff he found that I sang on. And that's something. Just not, yeah. And he gave me this thumb drive, and I'm really keen on this. This apparently has, I haven't had a chance to look at it. He gave me copies of all the individual audio tracks as well. So I can play around with it. I can re-record things. He hates his own vocals. Maybe I'll redo some. But he's going to let me play around with production and audio stuff on that ancient material to see what I can do with it. And then I went to see my daughter and my granddaughter and their whole family, and that was, she loved that Greta doll.
I'm so glad.
It now has one arm that's longer.
Oh, that's all right.
Like all day, and she was sleeping with it on her naps. And I followed up by finding a Greta Thunberg children's book, Greta versus the Giants or something, and had that sent. So I had a lovely, lovely visit there. There was a really strange weather incident I want to mention because it was just so bizarre. I was in Vegas. I checked in my hotel room. The window was open in the bathroom. Well, that's odd. But, I mean, it's 11th floor. No one's going to break in. And then I was like, oh, and it's Vegas. It's not like they have to worry about weather. And then suddenly it got dark. Okay, so I walked out to the big window in my room that overlooked the strip. And my phone started going off, making all this noise. There's a flash flood alert. There's a thunderstorm. And my friend Eric, who's going to meet me, texts me. He's like, it's going to take me a while to get there. Everyone's gone crazy because it doesn't happen here. It's pouring rain, flash floods. And then my phone alert goes on again, and there's flash floods in Statesville, North Carolina.
Oh, no, it followed you.
Rob is at the same time, and Rob's sending me a video. He's stuck at the brewery. He can't even leave because of this storm. So Eric finally gets to the hotel. He's like, you brought the weather with you. I'm like, you're not kidding. You have no idea what just happened. This is so weird. So, yeah. That was weird. But anyway, I had a really good trip. Really nice visits with everyone. Brought home a snack Jonah gave me. It's like this product of Israel that the baby loves called Bombas that I just tried, and it's a little weird. I might get used to it, but it's some kind of Jewish thing, and it's like Cheetos, right? Like Puffs, but they're peanut butter.
Oh, neat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had never heard of them, never had them, and I was getting on the plane, and we had just left Trader Joe's, and he was like, take them, take them, take them.
I think I've tried those before. They're pretty good.
It's just so, I can't stand that texture. Like, I can't even eat Cheetos that are puffed. I can stand the crunchy ones. But it makes a little more sense with peanut butter for it to end up a little sticky, I guess. But wrapping my mind around peanut butter being that kind of crunchy. I don't know. I'm being all autistic about it, apparently. My autistic son won't even try them. What have you do, Ray?
Well, actually, it was, you reminded me of the weirdest snack that I had ever tried with the peanut butter thing. We have a Japanese, we have a couple Japanese grocery stores nearby, and this was like decades ago. But we couldn't read what it was. It was in the snack aisle, so we would just pick everything up and figure it out later. And one of them was peanut butter cuttlefish balls. It was
Ooh.
little, like, the texture of like a cheese ball or Cheeto, that kind of thing. Peanut butter is the initial thing, and then you get hit with like little pieces of cuttlefish. Would not recommend personally.
I'm going
Stick with
straight to
shrimp fries.
there, where like I could see peanut sauce with a fishy thing.
I don't know. I've never seen it again, so maybe it was just like they tried it and it did not work. But I was like, it just reminded me of that.
For the audio audience at home, Linda looks like she's about to vomit.
I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, so it's
Not a good time.
I'm just, it's Japan and they're an island and they put fish in everything. So I guess it just
Like 20 years ago at this point too, so
it just seems so bizarre.
it was very bizarre. The wasabi peas were much better, and the shrimp fries. Which again were just like shrimp puffs. So but let's see. I gave blood, so hooray. They're having a massive shortage, so if you can, and also I know our Red Cross was giving out like gift cards, and like you get in a drawing to win like free gas for years, like a little extra incentive, because not everybody is like, yay, I want to go get pricked by a needle, yay. So understandable, especially because I haven't really been eating breakfast lately, so when I went, I think I had a blood sugar crash. So that was new.
You didn't pass out, did you?
Almost, but not quite.
Ray.
It didn't even dawn on me. I had like half a tuna melt, and it did not dawn on me that that was not enough food. So, yeah, I just usually don't eat breakfast, so. But because the very nice lady told me to take the rest of the day and be very, like, I'd stay for like an extra 30 minutes, and as soon as she let me go, she's like, just lie on the couch. Just go home and watch some Netflix or something. So I watched seasons 1 and 2 of Never Have I Ever, which was a cute little high school drama comedy thing. And then saw Black Widow over the weekend, or the previous weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw the new He-Man series that they just released.
Did you watch
on
all of it?
Netflix.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Not the whole thing yet. I think we're on episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's see. I finished my second Vroid avatar for our Straw D&D game that's over Zoom. So instead of seeing my mug, you'll see my adorable halfling. And then I worked on character designs for like Atomic Youth, so I can have like some consistency when I try to draw these characters. So that's about it. How about you, Linda?
Spelled Rogue Rouge on Facebook, by the way. He spelled Rogue Rouge on
Probably.
Facebook, by the way. Common error.
All the time.
Yep. All the rogues wear rouge anyway. Everyone knows this.
Not bards.
Not all bards are sluts, okay? Anyway,
A slut, jeez.
it's just I play a bard, and like all I ever see about bards is that they're the ones that seduce their way into the past the bad guys, and I'm like, my bard doesn't do that. She's a dragonborn from the Outlands.
I think I have to go.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody
Did you
may
hear
be
that
somebody may
ringing?
be at the door. I can continue what I've been up to. Well, here,
Sure.
she's back.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Disregard.
Okay, everything's cool. Alright.
Weird knocking.
Your house is haunted. So for me, the biggest thing that's happened this past week is that I tripped down the stairs and I have hurt my left foot. It's not broken. I think I have either pulled or strained a muscle in the top of my foot because I basically was going down the stairs to go to work Friday morning, realized the kitchen light was still on. We live in a split level. So the kitchen and everything is up on the first, the top floor, and then the bottom floor is our basement. So I turn to go turn the kitchen light off, misstep, land on the outer edge of my foot, and of course it goes, one way because there's only one way it can go or the other, and I just hit the floor. I felt something kind of tug, and then I laid there for about 5 minutes as the cats are swarming around me, like, Mom, are you okay? Mom, like one of them, my little one, her tail was Bottle Brush. She had like seen me fall down the stairs, and she was like, Mom. And I just laid there, and I was like, I moved all my toes. I felt it hurt, but like, I've had broken bones in my feet before, in my ankles, and I was like, this doesn't feel like a broken bone. I don't feel anything broken. And I was able to get up and like walk back up the stairs. I was like, okay, I'm all right. I've just strained something. And then I went to work because I'm stubborn. Probably should have stayed home. So my foot is healing up. I'm just wearing compression socks and keeping it up when I can. Fortunately, I have a desk job now, so I'm just at work. I'm using like an upside down recycling bin to keep my leg propped up, and it's all right. It's a bruise. It's a giant, like the whole left side of my foot is just a big bruise. So it's like, yes, when I walk, it's like I'm putting all of my weight on a bruise. So, ow.
Yeah.
Find a cane?
I have not had a chance to look for the cane yet. I forgot. I stayed home today from work, and I just had my foot kicked up, and I was just like, all right, this is where I live. This couch is where I live for today. So I'm okay. I think I spent some of my luck points there so that it wasn't worse. I have luck points that I, get expended for when things go wrong in my life, and I think just some of them got expended right there. It's great. But because I was kind of confined to the couch for a while, I finished some baby plush blankets and hats. So I have 2 froggies.
Aww.
I have
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
2 duckies and a pink bear to go with the white bear that I finished last week. So
Gosh, they all look so soft.
they're very soft. And then I've made some bucket hats. So a nice adult-sized one, and then a little kitty one that's multicolored. Yeah, the adult-sized one is blue and white, and the kitty one is multicolored. So I get really productive when I'm stuck in one place, apparently. And I have a bunch of other yarn in this bag beside me that I'm like, I'll make all of those into hats. Because apparently I'm going to the Smyrna market, the Smyrna Handmade Market next Sunday. And she either forgot to email me saying, yeah, we got you, you're in. Or I didn't get it for some reason. So it's a good thing that we went, I went on Sunday. Usually we walk around there, but I was like, I haven't heard anything from her. The first date that I gave her is next Sunday. I'm at least gonna go over to where they are. I can walk that far, talk to them, and then leave. And it's a good thing I did. Because she was like, yeah, you're Madcap, I remember. I thought I sent you an email. It said, yeah, you're in. I'm like, no.
Next Sunday is the 8th?
First.
Okay. Whew, okay, good.
Yeah, no, I know LARP. I remember LARP. LARP is the 8th and the 7th and 8th.
It's just all mushed in my head. I have no concept of time anymore.
Yeah, no, I specifically was like, this day, not this weekend, this day, and then one day in October. So she was like, yeah, we'll have you for all those days. I was like, I was listing my availability, not that I wanted to go all of those days. She was like, well, we'll be happy to have you anyway. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll go until I run out of product, sure. Which means I might have to, scramble and crochet like a mad woman before Winterfest. But I don't think I'm going to sell out, she says, with no concept of what's going to sell.
Try and save, the specific...
Yeah, the nerdy stuff. The super nerdy stuff I'll save for Winterfest. But, it's why I'm making plushes and hats. Because I think those will sell better at the market.
I think people are really so excited to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone who's selling things in restaurants are doing really well.
Yeah.
Selling up more than they expected is what I'm seeing.
Well, we'll see. My first foray into this particular market is next Sunday, so that'll be interesting. I need my parents to bring me their tent because I need to borrow it. I didn't realize that I needed it because I hadn't heard back, so I was like, please bring me the tent on Friday if you can, please. And I have my whole checklist, so I also found all the pieces of a costume I needed at Goodwill for my Aziraphale 2.0. I found this amazing, caramel colored fitted jacket with lapels, and I was just like, oh, it's gonna look so good. It's
Awesome.
My favorite thing that I've ever found is this jacket, and I think instead of a bow tie, that I ended up, for the last photo shoot that Ray and I did as Aziraphale and Crowley, instead of the bow tie, which I ended up moving to the top of my head anyway because it was so hot. This was August of 2019.
Yep.
Yeah, I moved it to the top of my head anyway, but I think this time it'll be, we're planning on wearing it in December, so it won't be stupidly hot, and then I can just have a nice little silk pink necktie or a kerchief or something like that, like a scarf.
Yeah.
But I found all the pieces I need. I'm very happy with that. And then lastly, I've recently re-hooked up my Wii U because I just had it it wasn't hooked up to a TV for a while. It was just in its box. So I was playing some Mario Kart and Don't Starve, which I forgot how difficult Don't Starve is. I got back into the game and I was like, I have a saved file where I've made it 18 days. Let's not start there because I'm going to lose all of my progress and be very upset. Good thing too, because I've been killed so many times in that game, and I lost count after 5. Just whatever. Just keep giving me points, and getting new characters, and it's fine. This is the point of this game. The point of the game is to survive as long as you can, and it's okay if you don't. But it's a lot of fun. I did unlock a new character that I've been playing that I like. She's the one with the ghost sister. I know her sister's name is Abby, but I can't remember what her name is. Oops. So that's basically kind of what I've been doing. And now that we are done catching up, again, here is your warning. This is spoiler territory. We're going to be talking about Black Widow. It just came out, I think it's 2 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
June 29th.
Okay.
So, about a month ago.
So we've been trying not to, do it too early, but now is the time.
On regular Disney soon, won't it?
It's maybe. I don't know how soon they do it afterwards.
Yeah, I know right now it's still the $30
Mm-hmm.
if you want you with Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, we paid about that much seat in theater and get food, so
Yeah, we went to Studio Movie Grill and got foods. Their sliders are delicious, by the way.
I'm a little disappointed. Like, they only had pizza this time. They used to have more stuff like that, but...
Oh. They may be just getting back into it. But...
Or sold out.
Or sold out. So... I'm just looking at Ray, because...
I can start with my rant, but
I don't know.
I figured we'd probably just generally go over the movie first before I start getting into it.
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, overall, I thought it was a fun movie. There is the unfortunate kind of thing for me now is Marvel movies don't surprise me anymore. I can kind of, like, maybe that'll change with, like, the next Doctor Strange movie, because it's just supposed to be bonkers banana cakes. But, as we're going through watching Black Widow, I'm just like, yes, and this is when the bad guy is going to attack, yes, and this is when they're going to meet up with, allies, yes, and, this is when they're going to pull the, it was a betrayal, but not really a betrayal because I needed a way to get you into the facility that was floating above the clouds. And I'm just like...
See, I liked it.
I liked it. I didn't say that I didn't like it. It's just, like with Black Panther, I could see every single story beat when it was coming. So that person is going to get knocked off that cliff in about 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, it did have some formulaic things we're used to. Whoa, what was that? Hold on.
Ah.
What just happened here? You guys hear that, right?
I only heard Discord.
And now you can't hear me.
No, I can hear you.
We can hear you.
I can't hear you. That's fabulous.
Oh no.
That's less than good. And apparently I'm a little quiet.
Yeah.
Fix that.
Did it default you? Did it default you from your...
Okay.
This is fun.
Don't worry, everybody. It's just the normal technical difficulties.
and then I'm just gonna duck out because my tech is broken again, and I'm gonna take it as indicative that things about to blow up again. Because earlier I almost didn't make it to the show because we had a thunderstorm. My whole internet went out. But another thing that happened at that time is all my audio switched around so that I was playing games on my phone and I couldn't hear anything, but it was instead playing out to the Echo Dot in my living room apparently. And I wonder if that's where my voice is going now, or your voices. So the only thing I really about Black Widow was the humor. It was not formulaic humor. It wasn't the like jokes you're waiting for, pat answer stuff. It was very normal reactions. People like actually screaming and swearing, and when something happens to them, like, oh shit, and just it was very normal the way people acted. The way that was written was one of the best things I liked about it. So, with that, I'll make my exit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay, technology. Mwah.
Niboo.
Okay. So now I need to do some quick shuffling of things. Just to shuffle us over. Okay. Alright. Ray, please say something so I know your audio is still working.
Yep, I'm saying something if you need to make
Yep,
me louder.
That's good.
Okay, good.
Alright. We should be. So I can find my thing again. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, Ember had to duck out because her system was about to explode.
There's some storms going through where she is, and it's not a good time.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
a little off center, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay. So. Again, I thought it was good. It was just kind of a nice romp. I didn't have to think too hard. I did like the family aspect, although I think that maybe instead of them only have been instead of them having been a fake family for 3 years, I think if they had boosted it to like 6, it would have been a little bit more. I don't know. Time is forever for kids, so maybe it still like works out.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it was okay. Like, I kind of placed it with Ant-Man. Like, I had fun, but I don't want to buy it. Like, I don't want to own it. Which, you know, I'm a bit sad because I was kind of hoping for more spy action thriller than I kind of got. Like, initially at the beginning, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we've got the family. They're being like extracted from the situation. Oh no, people are after them. There's this whole drama chase. I'm like, this is awesome. And then like we cut to years later, and she's hiding in Norway, and I'm like, okay, awesome, yeah. So now we're gonna have like maybe, I don't know, I was expecting like maybe some flashbacks to like Istanbul or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't sure how they were gonna go, and then I don't know. Like, then Taskmaster shows up. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, well, cool. I kind of already know where this is going.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like, so at first I was like, oh, is Taskmaster maybe her her mother, her fake mother, because it showed her getting hurt at the beginning and then being taken away and they don't know what happened to her. But then like they did the whole thing where they were showing off his daughter, and I'm like, they're putting so much emphasis on his daughter. I was like, oh, Taskmaster is his daughter.
Yeah, never for a moment was I like, Taskmaster's a guy. I'm like, nope, Taskmaster's a girl, because this just seems to be girls fighting girls, being girls, rawr, girls fight too, and I don't, whatever. Fine. You want to do that? I don't know why we can't throw punches at guys. Like, whatever.
I
I
do.
don't know. It's just something that's kind of annoyed me that I've noticed lately on the girl power front.
Mm.
So
I do think it was funny how they kind of were poking fun at themselves a little bit when her sister, Nat's sister, was talking to her about, why do you do that posing thing where you go down and then you flip your hair up, which that was kind of funny. They were just like, yeah, we know we know we do that.
Yeah, like, that was the other thing. Like, I thought this was gonna be more. I get it. They're setting up Yelena to take over the mantle of Black Widow, but I'm like, Yelena stole the show. Like, I was way more interested in her and everything that came out of her mouth and everything that she did than I was with Nat. And, like, part of that is because, like, well, I know Nat's dead, so nothing here really carries weight. Like, it could be cool, but the main character I really wanted to be invested in and, like, feels for doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So-
I think maybe it would have been a better fit if they had been able to put it in where they wanted to, which is before Endgame. I think it was even before. No, it was. I think it was
So, like,
even before.
Production plans for Black Widow have been, like, nebulous for so long. Like, there was early talk about it, like, going back to 2004.
Yeah.
Like, before the big Marvel thing, and it was, like, that was gonna be a Lionsgate, like, bought the rights for Black Widow.
But
So-
they were at least planning on doing it, like, right after Civil War. I think that was because that would have slotted in perfectly right there.
Oh, well, that's kind of what they did with, like, in Rich. But it doesn't look like they actually decided to start putting any feelers into it
Because
until, like, 2014. Vegas like, maybe we should do that.
Because it would have slotted in really great right there, and then they even could have left in the post-credits scene, because then people would be like, why is there a gravestone? Because it would have been before all of that happened. So, I
don't know. Like, I'll eventually, when it's on streaming, I'll probably watch it in the correct order. But I'm still dubious that it's gonna fit as well. So
it was just kind of a snapshot of what she was doing when she was on the run.
but it's still, like, there's still things. It's just like, oh, she turns herself in, and yet in the next scene, she's, like, getting on this fancy plane to bust everybody out of jail.
I don't think I think it was left nebulous that she wasn't gonna turn herself in. She was just buying them time to get away, and then she was just gonna, like, steal a car and leave. I guess that maybe they ran out of time to film that last fight scene.
I don't know. It's just kind of a weird cut.
Yeah.
It just makes it feel very awkward. So, I don't know. I guess I could start ranting now.
Yes, so I'm going to preface this, and people who listened to last week's episode got a little bit of this. So we watched the movie through, and I know that Ray is skeptical. She is dubious of this movie to start with. And I'm like, okay. So we watched the movie. It's a fun little romp. And I'm like, all right. So I have, finished my food, and I turned to Ray, because Ray is on one side, my husband is on the other side of me. I turned to Ray, and I'm like, well, and she whips around her head to look at me and says, Twilight Sparkle was in the 4th generation, not the 2nd. This is supposed to be 1995. What do they think they're doing? And I went, what? Because apparently there is a scene in the very beginning where one of the girls is either holding or they pass over, like,
Little Yolanda is holding up a My Little Pony.
My Little
Fine.
Pony, and
Sure.
and
But
I had not even noticed.
it is Twilight Sparkle. And Twilight Sparkle doesn't exist until The Friendship is Magic 2010, when they released, and then they used those models from the Friendship is Magic show to do the 4th generation ponies. 1995 or 4 would have been Generation 2. Those are different ponies. Those are like, because these ponies are like long and kind of elegant and kind of a lot like the Flutter ponies from like Generation 1. I know way too much about My Little Pony for somebody who was, but I grew up in the 80s. That was my thing. So it's like, you were indoctrinated in My Little Pony, He-Man, She-Ra, G.I. Joe. These were breads and butter. You had to have your knowledge if you were going on the playground. So, but the like old school My Little Ponies, they're kind of thick. Like, they got the thick arms, the thick legs, the thicker bodies.
Thick arms.
The only thing there is like the hair. And Generation 2, still very similar. Not a soft, huggy toy at all. And I'm just like, I saw that and I'm like, it's still really early. Like, I'm like, okay, fine. Why? I legit, I looked up reasons why, and people are like, oh, well, Tara Strong is the voice of Twilight Sparkle, and Tara Strong is the voice of Miss Minutes in the Loki miniseries that this was supposed to be released in front of, so maybe it was a little nod to her, and I'm like, no, that still doesn't count, because there are tons and tons of characters that Tara Strong, a very prominent voice actress, has done that you could have put in if you wanted it to be an early Tara Strong character. Doesn't count. Could have been a Hello Kitty, it could have been a Rupert the Bear, it could have just been a generic teddy bear. I don't know why, it just really irked me as soon as I noticed it, and I'm just like, okay, fine.
Yeah. It's just, Marvel is generally really good about their details, and it just seems kind of weird and off that they would...
That's legit, why I kept looking it up, and legit, Scott the next day is he looks over and I'm looking through Tara Strong, all these things that Tara Strong, all these other things they could have used. He's like, are you still upset about this? I'm like, yes! Yes, I am! It's I have a specific, set of nerd specialties, and I'm sorry, I know I'm not as big a My Little Pony person as other people, especially now, but it's still in my head. I don't know why it's still in my head. Sea ponies are still in my head, for goodness sakes, okay?
It's alright. I've been told, at least once by my husband that every time I start talking about Transformers, he is just amazed at how much information I know. Because
on the one hand, I'm like, what did I not learn because of this stupid pony stuff? Could I have the scientific method memorized easily? Multiplication tables perhaps memorized? No, we have to save My Little Pony information. This is very important. There could be trivia about the first My Little Pony movie at some point. Or there could be trivia about Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. You never know. These are important things that you must have in your brain forever.
That was an adorable movie. I did like that movie.
I did like that movie a lot. That was one of my favorite Scooby-Doo movies growing up. But,
no, I just...
Alright, Black Widow.
That's just... I was not expecting just to be like, did you like it? And just suddenly have a rant about My Little Pony. And I was like, what happened? What did I miss? Because I completely... that would be something I might pick up on a second watch. But on the first watch, I'm just kind of I always just kind of take in whole picture things. I don't look at the small details.
It was there. To me, it was glaring, and I'm like, why? And I mean, it was fun, but yeah, it's
Although
it's
my
definitely not my favorite.
my food had come at that point, so maybe I was eating. Maybe like the waiter
That's
was.
true, you did get food before us.
Maybe the server had brought me my food, and I missed the My Little Pony glaring.
Uh, all right, but what I did like, I did like it was kind of a farewell. I'm sad I didn't feel more feels.
hmm.
Yelena definitely stole the show.
Well,
David
like the
Harbour-
last thing that I remember seeing her in recently, and I'm sure she's been doing other things, but like specifically, I remember her being in Midsummer, which is a screwed up movie, but it's real good. And she was the main character in that.
Let's see.
Like I said, I like the family aspect. I'd only ever seen one trailer for it, and I managed to keep away from everything else. So I thought it was just going to be kind of like a sister movie. I didn't know that they were going to bring in like the mother and father kind of aspect as well. And
I like that. I actually liked the stuff at the house,
mhm.
pig farm. Like, I liked everything as far as them as a family unit. I kind of wanted more between Alexei. Like, Alexei was also fantastic.
Yeah, he was just fun.
The fight between Alexei and Taskmaster, I feel like should have been kind of more. Like Taskmaster's supposed to be able to like imitate anybody's fighting style,
and
and
which
I really thought they would be doing more like
well, if you
Captain America.
they did actually. It was very fast, but they did Captain America, they did Black Panther, and they did Bucky actually with the knife work. Because I've watched Winter Soldier so many times, I recognize the choreography from that fight. I was like, oh look, there's the Winter Soldier, and look, now he got stabbed.
Like I expected like Alexei to be bantering or like talking about like, oh, I know this style. I've studied it too. And like as somebody who's so obsessed with Captain America and trying to be like the Soviet version to be the Red Guardian. I don't know. I just kind of thought there'd be a little bit.
I mean,
payoff.
maybe they were, I don't know, strapped for time or something. But I like it was interesting. My husband and I were kind of contemplating on the way home because we'll chatter with each other about theories once we've seen a movie on like the drive home, and we were wondering if maybe just like they were alluding to in Falcon and Winter Soldier that there have been multiple Captain Americas. So because Alexei was talking about fighting one back in the 90s or something like that. And the dude was like, well, he was still frozen then, but maybe Alexei was talking about fighting one of the earlier ones. So I don't know if that's ever going to come into play, or if it was just kind of like an Easter egg or something like that, or if he was just kind of making it up to make himself sound cool. Because, we have the same style. Obviously, he is my nemesis, is a big thing that he kept doing. And he actually asked Nat at some point, did Captain America talk about me? And I don't think Steve ever met him, but if there was a previous Captain America that he actually fought, like I said, maybe it was an Easter egg, or he was just kind of being full of himself.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the Taskmaster thing was okay. Like it wasn't a surprise. I think everybody saw it coming. The guy, is it Dreykov? Yeah, Dreykov, who's in charge. Like, yeah, he's the worst thing ever. And I don't know. Like the fight with all the widows was kind of cool. But...
Yeah, but Dreykov kind of being evil for evil's sake. I would like a villain with more nuance.
Fair pheromones thing is weird.
Yeah.
It's real weird.
Yep.
Her breaking her own nose. Okay.
Sure.
Like that. Yeah. Like, that's a choice. I don't. It's just weird. Like sniper rifles exist in this world.
Yeah. Grenades.
I don't know. Like, I'm glad that like all the women were released from their brainwashing. That's awesome. And there'll be like other widows, not just Yelena, but there's other widows
Yeah.
to fill in the gaps. The after credits was cool. Sets it up for her appearing in Hawkeye, which I think is the next TV show.
Yes.
that we're
It
supposed to
should.
get.
It's about Hawkeye and his daughter, so
Yeah.
that should be interesting. You know, maybe she and he will also be stuck in a vent together for 3 days. Who knows?
To Budapest.
To Budapest.
Yeah, it's okay. Like I give it like a B minus C plus.
Yeah, it's a fun. It's a fun movie if you don't want to think too hard.
Don't think too hard. It's kind of there's some action shots that are pretty neat, but I don't know. I kind of wish it was more spy and I don't know, less Marvel. I guess is kind of what I was expecting. Like you don't always have to have multiple villains from comics to have a good antagonist in your movie plot.
I mean,
And
at least they made having Dreykov and Taskmaster in the same movie make sense.
Yeah, that was something that DC started to do, where it's like, oh, well, just add more villains and that'll make it more interesting and better. I'm like, no, it never does. The villain that you actually care about and want to see, like, get the spotlight and be blah ha ha, doesn't get to because they're too busy, like, having to share it with all these other things, and then really cool villains get dumbed down to the doorman. Sorry. I don't like that in general. You don't need to have multiple villains. You really just need like one good one. Alright, I think I'm done bitching.
So, it's a fun movie. It wasn't epic awesome, but it was fun. And don't look too closely at the My Little Pony. So, if you want to chime in and let us know if you've seen Black Widow and have your own opinions, you can always email us at geekgrills@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at geekgrills. So what are you most anticipating right now, Ray?
Right now, we're trying to get together the next, when we can get all the cats herded together for our next recording of Atomic Youth, the Aber game that I'm in. That is very much what I'm super psyched about. And then I'm watching the rest of the Fear Street trilogy. I've got the 1666 one left to watch.
Ah, yes. The movies where we recognize the backgrounds. I don't remember which ones were shot at Rutledge, but that is a park where we have LARPed many times and have looked at places and gone, ah, yes, I remember my character dying there.
Specifically the second one, the 1979 or 76, it's all at Rutledge. So it's like, oh yeah, well, they're getting murdered there. We've been murdered there, and we've had our characters die there. Oh yeah, we've ran for our lives through that thicket.
So
it's extra bonus fun.
Bonus fun. It's it's like whenever things get filmed in Atlanta. If we're in the theater and watching it, we're all like, "Yep, I know where that is. That's the Marriott." Looking at you, Catching Fire. Or no, it wasn't Catching Fire. It was the first one, Mockingjay.
Oh, yep. Or that's definitely the Marriott.
Yep.
Downtown London looks an awful lot like downtown Atlanta, some places.
Very close, very close. Ember wanted me, you're all done.
Yep.
Ember wanted me to mention for her that she will be on the TV Stravis show. TV Stravis?
Oh, neat.
Called Wait, Have You Seen? On August 8th. So in 2 weeks, yeah, that's a Sunday, I believe.
Yep.
So she'll be on there, and it's called Wait, Haven't You Seen? So, there you go, Ember. There's your shout out. And then I am looking forward to having a booth at this handmade market in downtown Smyrna. So that'll be fun. If you're local, you can come see me.
Buy soft fuzzy things.
Buy soft fuzzy things. My only concern is it's going to be hot because it's August and it's Georgia. But that's okay. Bye, cat. She's been sitting in my lap this entire time. And yeah, I think that's all that's coming up, and hopefully my foot feeling better. That would be nice. So remember, folks, you can always come watch us record live at twitch.tv/geekgrills on most Monday evenings. The next one is going to be... Sorry.
2nd? of
Nope,
August?
we have our production meeting, so that'll be the 9th of August. We will be recording. I don't know what our topic is going to be yet, but, it'll be a surprise for all of us.
Great topic.
Yeah, surprise topic at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern.
And in addition to subs and bits that we get on Twitch, we are supported by our amazing patrons. You are the greatest girlfriends on the internet. You can become a patron too at www.patreon.com/grills. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can sub to us for free every month on Twitch.
And another way to show your support is by leaving us a review. You can do so on any of your podcast catchers. Leaving a review is free, and they help our ranking, which helps other people find our podcast. Also, you can join our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter if you'd like to help spread the word. So where can we find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Instagram under DappleDame and on Twitch as Ray Ino.
Okay. You can find Ember at 9 of 12 on Twitter and Twitch, and on the Hearsay and Heresy... I always mess this up. The Heresy and Hearsay podcast. And you can find Jen at The Jen Says on Twitter and everything else on at thejensays.com because she owns it. And you can find me on Twitch and Instagram under the name madcap_misc, and you can check out my store at madcapm.com. Thanks for listening, everyone. Good game.
GG!
GG.
Diamond Club. So don't have that little bumper.
Yep. We don't have Ember for the bumper. Alright. Did we get any name suggestions?
Old school My Little Ponies are thick.
That's a good one.
I like that one.
That'll probably be it. Alright. Let me go ahead and... That's the wrong button. Bye, guys!